Dave, you may have to get down.
Uneventful week, huh, Coach? What are your thoughts with camp opening tomorrow, just in general?
Yeah, excited to get these guys back out in the field. You know, we certainly have a lot of young players who haven't played a lot of football here, and you know, they've had a really good 11 weeks leading up to tomorrow, and then we have some older guys that need to get game ready here in a hurry. So excited to get back on our routine and get back to work.
Ryan, I don't think you can comment on what maybe happened the last couple of days yet, but if there was a conversation with a prospect to come in early, how do those things play out?
I mean, first off, you know, there's a lot of hard work that's been put in over these last 11 weeks, and certainly I know there's been a lot of talk in the media, but this is about this team, you know, and this team has worked really, really hard this summer to create leadership and get ready to play in this first game. And so they're just excited to get back to work tomorrow, and I certainly know you got to ask those type of questions, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But right now the focus is on this team and practice number 1 tomorrow.
Ryan, you sort of emphasized to these quarterbacks not looking over their shoulder going back to the spring, and then something like this kind of gets introduced late. What are you and Corey doing to kind of make sure that happens, as opposed to just saying it? I assume there's something else that goes into like keeping that focus there.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it right now, it's a long journey all the way to January next year, and that's really the focus right now for these guys, is to realize that in order for us to go, you know, win championships and get to where we need to get to, that room has to be strong, and they got to pull for each other. That's just the way it's going to go. And so they've all put themselves in great position. And, you know, really the way we look at it is this is practice number 16 starting tomorrow. You know, there's already been 15 practices leading up to now, and then they're going to continue to compete, which they've done. They've competed over the last 11 weeks. I'm really proud of where they're at physically. I'm proud of where they're at in terms of understanding the offense. And we got to go see how we execute the next couple of days and how we get going. But there's been a lot of good work, and they're going to continue to compete. And you know, they came to Ohio State for a reason, and that was to compete. So excited to see what those guys, you know, are up to here in terms of the next couple of days and getting those reps and get an idea of where it's at. And then we'll kind of get ourselves into camp and figure out where it goes from there. But we're going to need all of them. You know, we're going to need, you know, that entire room to be strong. You know, last time they won a national championship around here, it took several guys to go win it, and I know that's probably going to be the case this year.
How do you define separation, Ron, in terms of quarterbacks? When you see it, what's happening that they just distinguish themselves?
Yeah, I think the first thing you look at is how they lead. You know, at the end of the day, the job is to lead 10 men on the field, and however you do that, there's different styles and shapes. We've had them here. You think about JT, and you think about Dwayne, you think of Justin, you think of some of the guys who've come before I got here. They all had different shapes and sizes, different ability, but the ability to lead a team, you know, and lead 10 guys down the field to score, that's the number one thing. Great decision making is critically important. You know, we're going to have a really good team around the quarterback position. We need that room to make great decisions. We need to make the routine plays routinely and take care of the football. Because going on the road at Minnesota is going to be a tough environment for us. It's a new deal. I know, you know, playing in front of fans, you know, you wouldn't think you would think of it that way, but that's the truth. And so those are the things we're going to look at.
How much can leadership be developed? How much is it born in you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it absolutely can be developed. It's something we talk about all the time, and a lot of it is creating and setting a standard on your own of the way you're going to go about your business. You know, your work ethic, your accountability. Can guys count on you? Do guys believe in you? And then they kind of sometimes go together a little bit as you start to prove yourself on the field. But a lot of it you can lead in different ways, and the respect that's built from around the team. And then you go from there once you get on the field.
Do you have tools like videos, books that guys read? Are you into that part of it?
Yeah. We have a lot of ways that we talk to our guys about leadership, and we use anything we can.
You said in Indianapolis, kind of maybe tongue-in-cheek, about having sleepless nights about the quarterback situation. Do you feel better about it? It's only been maybe 10 days since then, but do you feel good about the situation going into camp?
Yeah, no, I feel very good. I mean, when you think about the talent that we have in that room and the work these guys have put in and where we're at right now, I do feel good. I'll feel a lot better after we get done with the first game, but there's a lot of work to be done until then. But I'm very, very excited about the talent level in that entire room and the work ethic that's been shown. And yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be excited to have, you know, such talented young men in a room competing together who, you know, care about Ohio State? And I think that's a big part of these guys that you got to give them a lot of credit for. And there's a lot of media out there talking about different things, but ignoring the noise and just going to work and focusing on their development. And that's not easy to do for an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid. And so very proud of their approach so far, and looking forward to working with them here as we head into the next couple of weeks.
Right, speaking of sleepless nights, are you concerned about where things are headed, just generally, high school to college to pro football? I mean, just what's your take on that now? Because, you know, the latest development, which you're not really addressing, but is interesting.
Yeah,
Because
I
it could be a leak in the dam, you know?
well, I think that the easy thing to do is to get super concerned and start to panic and throw your hands up and get frustrated, or you can embrace it. And we're going to embrace it. You know, obviously we have a lot to sell right now, and I think recruiting is going very, very well. But you know, they have to develop when they're here. They got to play when they're here, and we have to continue to build this culture so that you know, we understand that it's about us. It's not just about one singular person at any one moment, because you know, the one-time transfer, the name, image, and likeness, all those things are a little bit more geared toward the individual than they are the unit and the team. And so we have to continually work on that and focus on the culture. I've used that term before. It's like driving without any brakes, and that's okay. That's part of it. And I know that we have a great university and a great culture, and if we just keep putting one foot in front of the other, I think we'll come out of this thing in a great position.
From a recruiting standpoint, I know you can't talk about specifics, but there was a clear approach to how you wanted to rebuild this quarterback room. So when things like what's going on right now happen, how does that maybe, for that position, how does it maybe change the way you approach things, whether in this class or classes going forward?
You know, it's year to year. I like to say it's anything other, but it is. It's just kind of that way. You have to approach it that way. You try to plan, and it doesn't always work that way. So, you know, we'll continue to recruit guys in the next couple classes and figure out how it plays out, because you just don't know what's coming next. And I think that's some of the uncertainty that's going on in college football right now in general. And so, like I said, we'll try to do the best we can, just taking it one day at a time. And again, I think if we just keep with that approach and don't get frustrated, then we're going to come out of this thing in a great position.
Ryan, is it hard not to think ahead, though, to like what could happen 2022, 2023, 2024?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, because you don't know what that is, but and you certainly plan. You always have to plan for the future, but if you spend too much time focusing over here, you forget what's going on right here, and all of a sudden you have a mess on your hands. And so that is a challenge, though. There's no question about it.
Great. Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Folks, we'll